Hi everyone, we're here today with Dr. Marie Forleo. She's not actually a doctor, but she does have the medicine that heals people, especially women, to be powerful in their careers and in building their business. Welcome, Marie.
Thank you so much. That was so sweet.
I love what you do. I watch MarieTV, and now we're on Josh TV.
Yes.
And just tell me more. How did you start, and where are you now, and where is the future?
So how I started, I always had this idea inside that I wanted to make a difference in the world, and I wanted my life's calling to be something that was not just about me or collecting a paycheck, but something that really had a bigger impact. But when I first started after college, I was on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange working on Wall Street. And I knew very quickly that that wasn't where I was meant to be, but I didn't know what I was supposed to do in the world, and it was really frustrating. I felt a sense of pressure, a sense of anxiety, and I went on a bit of an odyssey. After that job, I quit, and I said, I love business, I love creativity. How am I going to put these things together? So I just started auditioning different jobs. I thought perhaps the publishing industry was going to be where I would find that blend, and I got my first job in the ad sales department at Gourmet magazine. And it was fun because I love to eat, and I was near the test kitchen, so I used to always get snacks, and that was awesome. But very quickly I discovered I didn't want to become my boss. I didn't want to become the publisher of the magazine. And I thought to myself, well, if I know I don't want to climb this corporate ladder, what am I doing here? I don't want to waste their time or mine. And I thought, well, maybe I chose the wrong side, still to business. Maybe I need a little more creativity. So I went over to the editorial side, and I worked at Mademoiselle magazine. So I was in the fashion department and got to work with clothes, and it was really wonderful. But again, I started having that little voice inside that said, this isn't the right thing yet. And I started to feel, again, this sense of panic, like there was something wrong with me. I didn't want to hold down a job, but I had all this drive and ambition. One day, I was at work when I probably should not have been on the internet, but I stumbled upon this article about a new profession at the time called life coaching. And something inside me lit up like never before, and I couldn't deny it. Now, the challenge was I was about 22 years old, and the logical part of my brain said, who the heck is going to hire a 22-year-old life coach? Certainly one that doesn't feel like she can really hold down a job, but I couldn't deny how right it felt to pursue this. So I found a coach training program. At the time, it was the world's largest and biggest life and business coach training program in the world. It was all virtual. And I signed up, and I started doing my studies at night while I worked at the magazine during the day. And then I had my fork in the road moment. I got a call from Vogue magazine. They wanted to transfer me over there for a promotion. And I thought to myself, either I'm going to go on to Vogue, which is like the world's top fashion magazine, or I'm going to quit and try and be a life coach at like 23, which sounds really weird, somewhat cheesy, but it sounds awesome all at the same time. So of course I quit, and I started bartending and waiting tables at night and started building my coaching business during the day. That's how I had to figure out how to market online. I actually used the internet ethically to mask my age because I was really insecure when I first started, and I just tried to be as professional as possible and not really tell people how old I was. I didn't lie, but no one asked because of how I conducted myself. And I really used those formative years to figure out how to build a business with integrity, with personality, how to do it my way, and also leverage these new tools of modern entrepreneurship, namely the internet, to do what I wanted to do and to reach people all around the world.
In our world, we're dealing with health coaches, and I love being affiliated with you because I recommend your programs to health coaches. What's your experience working with our graduates?
My experience working with IIN grads has been absolutely extraordinary. The graduates are always so committed to service. They're committed to doing the right thing on every level with integrity. They have a lot of heart, a lot of soul. They want to have a good time. And they're open-minded and open-hearted to say, you know what, I have some tools, I have these abilities, but there's also all these things that I don't quite know yet, and I'm open to learning. And for me, those are the best kind of people to work with because I get to share knowledge with them, and I learn from them things about what's happening in another industry and what's happening in their world. So it's a really beautiful experience from our point of view.
So there's some people who are watching who have gone to B school and others who are considering it. I really feel confident when I send people to B school. They really feel taken care of and empowered. Their confidence especially goes through the roof.
Yes.
How do you do that?
I feel like every person on the planet is born with a unique set of gifts that they're here to give. And I've tried to analyze this logically, and I've asked other people and done all kinds of tests and fun things like that. And I've come to the conclusion, at least at this point, that one of my unique gifts in the world is somehow in my communication and energy and what we create, I help people unlock their belief in themselves. So it's not like I have a curriculum. We don't even necessarily, I don't even think I use the word confidence in any of my training. Maybe once or twice it comes in terms of confidence in your pricing or your message or something like that, but never as a discrete topic that we unpack. So I do think that it has something to do with one of my unique gifts, and also perhaps the space that we create that says, you know what, you can figure this out. I'm going to give you some guideposts of best practices. There's no cookie cutter blueprint, but I'm going to show you examples of all different areas, and then you get to play and create something that's fully your own. And I don't know how many other arenas in life, certainly, primary school and everything, we get kind of so closed in. So perhaps it's an area where there's a lot of people with that same mindset, like, I'm going to try this. I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to experiment, and this is okay. I get to be me, and that's what the world really wants.
So if you had to give someone who's recently graduating from our program a piece of advice, what would you say?
I would say to learn and to execute on your unique vision. Define success for yourself. Figure out what that means to you. Don't get taken over by the world's definition of success or your family's or what your friends are doing or what anyone says that equals success. Once you can get clear on that vision, then you need to create a plan to make that come to life and to prioritize. I think one of the biggest tragedies of our time is I hear so many people from every walk of life, health coaches all over, feeling so overwhelmed and overworked, and there's so much that they can do that they feel paralyzed. Well, I don't know what to do first, or how do I make all of this happen? And I think that we all need to take a few steps back and start to get clear on our own vision for success, and then actually prioritize making that come to life, because then it gives you such clarity and such freedom, and all of that static and the overwhelm starts to fall away.
That's beautiful. Well, Marie, it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Can a piece of technology change what you decide to eat and ultimately change the way the food industry does business?